Hi everyone, welcome to the My Two Tips podcast. This is episode 28 and it is November 24th. Again, it's been a while, but that's okay. The reason why it's been a while this time is because I finished a sweater. Yep, I did. And I didn't want to break my focus on finishing that because I had great momentum. So the thought of stopping, telling you that my cardigan is like almost done, just didn't seem appealing to me. But that's okay, because I'm here today. I don't have a lot to talk about, but I do want to mention I'm gonna say two things, and hopefully this gets loaded so that you still have enough time to catch the second one. Yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about is the hashtag going around on, did I mention who I was? I'm Elise. I'm the host. That's me. But yes, so back to the hashtag thing. So over on Instagram, which is one of my favorite things ever, there's this hashtag going around, get your yarn wishes granted. It always kicks up kind of around American Thanksgiving, so late-ish November, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I found out about it last year and participated. At that time it was easier for me to send patterns to people via Ravelry, so I did that to a few people. This year I just mailed out my wish to somebody that I could do from Stash, which the package is going out to France, so that was kind of fun. So she'll get that soon enough. I would say within a week and a half, maybe two, something like that. And the whole premise is there's like this picture that you post, and along with it, you, in your comment about it, you say like, oh, this is my yarn wish. I wish for some Madeline Tosh. I wish for some Canadian Indie Dyed Christmas theme yarn. And somebody, like everybody kind of goes through and reads them and goes, I will grant your wish. PM me your address and I will send it out to you. Some people ask for needles, some people ask for stitch markers, project bags, patterns, anything and everything. Some people go like really crazy high because they've got, you know, like a yarn swift and a ball winder on their list, and they're like, oh my gosh, if anybody wants to, I'll put it out there. And sometimes they get them. Our community is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So that's going on. It's going on currently. There is a crazy amount of posts, probably like over 7,000 now. So just go through, if you want to participate, scroll through, find somebody's wish to grant, tell them that you're going to, obviously communicate with them either via comments or PM them, whatever. You gotta be kind of quick because people are on it like crazy. Like things are just getting snapped up like crazy. So if you really want to, just go on there, spend a good 10 minutes, and hopefully you find something. So yeah, that's super fun. I'm expecting some needles and some yarn in the mail, which should be really fun. I'll obviously show you when I get them. What else? Oh yes, the other thing that's going on is the Indie Gift Along 2016, which is happening, I'm gonna say, over on Ravelry. There's a whole bunch of independent designers who are offering a 25% discount for a select number of their patterns, which you can find via the Indie Gift Along 2016 thread. I will make sure it comes up on here. There's also a cal associated with that, so it starts, I think the sale started yesterday, maybe the 22nd of November, goes until the 30th, so there's like a time limit. If you want some of these patterns, you got to get them before November 30th. Yes, so there's tons. There's totally tons. I got a few myself. because they've been kind of on my wish list for a while, and I said, you know what, let's do it. Why not? Because I don't have enough patterns already. That's fine. With that, the cowl is separated into different categories. I believe there's like neck and head, hand and like wrist, to like finger, like hand stuff. I'm sure there's a sweater category and toys and just stuff. There's different categories for everyone. So the premise is, you know, you support these indie designers and then you do some gift knitting. So go take a look. I will make sure that it's all linked up for you and flashing on the screen because I think it's fantastic. I found out about it last year and I looked through every single designer's pattern offerings and it was crazy. There's so many. I think there's, this year I think I went through, was it 14 different pages of designers? I skip over the crochet ones because I don't crochet and I don't need to start building up a pattern stash for that, but I do make a point of looking through everybody's because you never know. I'm not the greatest with people's names necessarily, that like seeing, oh, so and so is offering some of her patterns, just to read the name doesn't necessarily ring a bell for me, but to go through and actually look through the patterns is like, oh yeah, there's that one, I want that one. So that's fun. I highly suggest it. It's a cool little community, and through there too, I'm not overly active in there, but I definitely look forward to the indie gift along every year now. On to other current stuff. So I mentioned that I finished a sweater. Want to see it? Want to see it? So it's not like finished to the like wear it out in public degree, because I don't even know where all of them are. Yeah, so there's like a million ends still to weave in, but you know what? That's finishing stuff. It's fine. The knitting is done. So this is my, I call it my walnut and lavender cardigan. I'll put it on in a minute, but it's done. So last time you saw it, I think I was done the body and then I had to start the sleeves, I think. So I've done the sleeves. The sleeve construction is my first construction where you have like, sorry, you end up having a shoulder cap that short rows back and forth until essentially you do that, until you've essentially done a short row, I guess essentially until the very bottom of your armhole. Seemed to be what it worked out to. This shoulder is a little bulky on the back, and then this shoulder is a little bulky on the front, and you know what? I don't care. I don't care because it's done. It fits. I can wear it. I don't care. I like the sleeve detail on this sucker, because on the side of the sleeve, the very center, like outside of it, you get that same, just a single repeat of the cable running down it. I haven't blocked it yet either, so it looks very not so great. But when you stretch it out, it goes, ooh, it's so pretty. Yes, I picked up buttons. I originally wanted to use coconut buttons because I quite enjoy coconut shells, but I found these at the local yarn store. They're just a dark wood button, but I think they work really well with it. So let me put this on and I'll be right back. This is my sweater. The collar is still a tiny bit loose, but I'm okay with that. It doesn't feel like, I don't feel it on the back of my neck. When I first finished the sweater, it was like gaping like crazy. So I think just with wearing it and kind of giving it a nice little tug down onto the shoulders, it sits really, really well. So you can see it's cabled all over. Dun, 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 dun. I do need to block it slightly wider just so that it maintains like a consistency around. My gauge was a little bit smaller for stitch gauge, but when I block it out, it's fine. I haven't sewn on the final button yet, but it'll look really good. So see here, I think it's that one. Oh no. So this shoulder looks really, really good. This shoulder, a little bit bunchy, just where I picked up the stitches. I don't care. I think it looks great. And I love the color. I'm just so happy with it. So, it took me way too long to button this thing up. I have a real issue when it comes to like button shirts and things. I never button them up correctly on the first try. Ever. I don't know, but I get to the bottom and it's like, no holes left, 3 buttons left. Don't know how it happened. Yeah. Sorry. I'm really happy with the finished sweater. I'm not a fan of the pattern and the way that it's written, which I feel kind of about. I only did, I don't even know, I can't even remember. I think I did 6 repeats on the arm after finishing the shoulder cap. I think I have a little hole to seam up. It's fine. Oh, maybe that's the cable. But yeah, so I think the pattern said to do 11 decrease rounds for my size, which is the second size, and those are every 8th row, which I did do differently, I will admit. I did knit 8 rows then decrease rather than knit 7 and decrease, so 1 extra round in between. I did 6, and that essentially got me to my wrist length. There was no room to knit straight for an extra however many inches. Like, I was already there, so I don't know. I don't think my arms are overly short. I do have the sleeves a tiny bit longer so that they can just be cozy, but they also sit, oops, sorry, nicely when my arms are out straight. So I quite enjoy that. So that was one thing that kind of made me aggravated. Back when I created the scoop neck right at the beginning, there's a section when you have to do like a backwards cast on at the beginning and end of a row, because one was the beginning, one was the end, and they didn't give you any just like, don't worry about creating like an extra row because it turns into nothing essentially. But I was really worried about it because I'm like, oh, if I'm casting on but then continuing with the same row from then on, I'm gonna have a jog. Technically, I guess you need the jog for the scoop, but still, it was just, I panicked a little bit just because there wasn't that like clarity in the pattern of, don't worry about it, this is the way to do it, it'll all work out in the end. Just a little bit of like reassurance and a tiny bit of hand holding I think was missing. What else was there? Oh my god. Oh, okay, yeah. So, the neckband, I think can't remember quite for the button bands, but I think I still had more stitches than she had said in the pattern to pick up, or less even, I don't know. But whatever, they're even. That one, not too crazy about, because if I had made my sweater longer or shorter than the pattern version, it would have altered my stitch there anyway. That's fine. When you get to the button one, it just says, you know, knit and make your buttonholes according to where you want your buttons and cast off. Yes, I know we have the internet on our cell phones, we can look things up easily, but for me to purchase a pattern and not have buttonhole instructions in there kind of ticks me off. Like, why not? There wasn't even a link to a tutorial for a buttonhole. Like, nothing. It didn't tell you how many buttons approximately to buy. It didn't tell you that kind of thing, which is kind of... It seems a little lazy to me. If you're gonna write up a pattern and it requires buttons and buttonholes, it should be in the pattern. It should be written in as part of the pattern. I don't care if you're linking to a tutorial on your blog. I don't care if it's a very short, you know, use yarn overs for your buttonholes. Make sure that the button can fit through the hole. Or do like the, what is it, like the cast off and cast on buttonhole, where you cast off a few and then cast on a few more and then continue on your way. There's more steps to that, but essentially, why not have something in there? Kind of like a recipe. You know, if you're making a sponge cake, they don't just say, make your batter, put it in the oven. Okay, great. What goes in my batter? So that kind of ticked me off. And then the neckband. Let's just say I have no idea how you could pick up that many less stitches than I managed to and have it look even. So for my neckband, I ended up going down 2 needle sizes, which is crazy. And so it's quite tight. And then I also bound off really tightly with just a plain knit bind off. Whereas in here, it's a ribbed, like in pattern ribbing bind off. I picked up 246 stitches, and that was trying not to pick up every stitch around the collar. It was just enough to make it even. So because you're picking up along the edge where there's stockinette, cable, stockinette, cable, stockinette, cable, just the way the stitches are placed are a little different. So usually in a cable I would pick up 3, and then in the stockinette I would pick up almost every one, maybe 5. But anyway, I think she wanted me to have 202. It's like 44 stitches less than what I managed to like just get to look good. I have no idea how that's possible, because if you think about it, like my stitches are nicely evenly spaced. If I had to have them further spaced kind of oddly, that ribbing would look really weird and gapey around the first few rows, so I didn't do it. I also, for my bind off row, because it was getting long, and I think having it longer gave it more of a flare to it, so I did only about, I think 7 rows, and then I bound off. My 8th row is technically my bind off. So periodically I did space it out evenly, my decreases, but I did, how the heck do I explain it? I'll think about it for a second. So for the bind off, I do the usual, you know, like you knit 1, knit 2, like you knit 1 stitch, knit another stitch, pass this stitch over, and then you knit another stitch, pass it over, that kind of thing. But every once in a while, when I needed to tighten it up kind of around a curve or more of like a corner from the rounded edge up the shoulder, I knit 2 together or purled two together depending on where it hit in the ribbing. I think most of them were purl two togethers actually, just because I am kind of OCD. And that just helped to bring my bind off really that much tighter, because if it was nice and stretchy, I mean it still has some, but it's pretty tight actually. Like it doesn't have a lot of give, the rib has give. I think it worked well. So that's enough ranting about this sweater. I did use Barocco Vintage for it, which was their worsted weight. I'm really happy with it. I like how the sleeves are a little roomy, because I actually want to be able to wear like a long sleeve t-shirt kind of thing underneath. Yeah, I'm super happy about it. The final product, I am. Yay! I don't have anything else finished for the week, but I do have some projects that I'm working on. So if you follow me on Instagram, I think you've seen it all. But I have been working on my timber cardigan like a crazy person. I have something that shouldn't be in my bag I think it was food. That's not good. I have this much left of my second ball of yarn, and this is what I have so far. It's gonna be hard to show, and it looks super teeny, but it's not that small. So I have the collar done. Yep, done. And hanging out on this is my little moose friend. Makes me so happy. I have done all the raglan increases, and I have put my sleeve stitches on hold, and I am working through the body. I think I have to knit this to be about a foot. I love it. I'm so in love with it. And after doing a full-on like cable-y pattern sweater, love. There's a few little panels of twisted rib, which are pulling in quite a bit right now, but when you block it out so that it's a little more open. I'm so excited. So I'm about to attach the third ball pretty soon. You will notice there's no ends on the inside other than, no, I only have one end, because I am using Humming Bee Farm. It is their worsted weight. I'm still trying to find out what kind of wool it is. I know it's Canadian, but I just kind of want to know, you know, what is it? Because I think I should know that. I'd like to know that. But this yarn is rustic. It is definitely more of a natural. I believe it's not even superwash. No, it's not. So I'm splicing my ends together. It makes me so happy to know that when I get to the end of this one, there will be just an end on each sleeve from where I pick up and start the sleeve again. One at the bottom of each sleeve, then eventually one at the bottom of the body. So like a total of what? 4, 5, 6 ends for a whole sweater to fit my body. Not bad. Oh, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so cozy. If you don't know, the pattern is by Shannon Cook. It is a lovely pattern, and I don't have anything to say about it. Don't have anything bad. My row gauge is potentially a little bit off, because when I got to the end of my raglan creases, I didn't have to knit flat before taking off my sleeves, I don't think. Should be fine. I'm not overly worried about it. But yeah, sorry, I'm getting distracted and looking at my sweater. So I think when you end up blocking it, because you'll see here in a moment, I think I'm going to use blocking wires just to keep everything nice and straight. Because from the collar, when you actually have everything folded well, the ribbed bit from the collar and from your front kind of edge, I think is supposed to line up with the same line in the back, so you know everything's on schematic, which I think is super cool. Ugh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I think this will probably come to knit night with me, and so will this, so that A, I can show it off and weave in some ends, maybe. Depends on how much I get done before knit night. But yeah, so that's my main whip, to be honest with you, right now. It's the main thing with my needles. Yeah. The other thing I have working on, this was before I started my sweater, and I'm not working on these a whole lot, to tell you the truth, is a second pair of netty socks, which are Shorty Socks. Or there's just a yarn mess in here. I have both cuffs and both heel flaps, turns, and gussets done. Not bad. I'm just kind of working on them when I can, or when I don't want to work on a sweater. But they're coming along. I literally haven't touched them in probably a week. So there is a heel flap, which is, I think it has a Dutch heel. And this one you can actually see the cable's much better. It's the same pattern I knit those Halloween Shorty Socks in. So you can see the cable's much, much better. And again, on this pair, I am going to flip the cable. So one has a front twisting cable, one has a back twisting cable. Just because I'm like that. So this is the first sock. Ugh. It's a mess in my bag. And this is the second one. So it literally just has the heel, and I picked up the stitches, I guess. That's it. The yarn I'm using for this is yarn from Stash, which is Spud and Chloe. Oh, good, I do have it. Spud and Chloe Fine. I think I showed this to you guys last time because I wanted to cast it on. And this is a merino silk. No, it's not. It's a woolen silk blend. The 65 gram skein for 248 yards. I'm making a pair of Shorty Socks, so I should have more than enough. If I don't, I can put a different color in at the toe. And there's the cake. Just little. But I'm working one sock from the inside and one sock from the outside, because I don't mind doing that. That's my second whip. My final whip. I don't have a whole lot going on right now. I will have some stuff for Christmas knitting. But I haven't even started that yet. So Christmas acquisition yarn. My dad asked me to knit him some fingerless mitts for ice fishing. So I thought about yarn I had in my stash, and I have bulky yarn in my stash, which I think is just going to be too much for when you're out there on the ice, cold hands, fingers, and dealing with wet fish, ice, snow. So I did buy some Rowan. Ooh. Let's get a little closer, shall we? So I bought some Rowan Pure Wool worsted. in this gray color. And I just got a huge whiff of the litter box. Disgusting. But it's like a charcoaly gray color. And there is a whopping 219 yards in here, so there's more than enough for a pair or two. I also picked up this color, different yarn. This one just makes me happy. It is like a goldeny brown spice color. I love it. If it doesn't go to Dad, it's going to me. Sorry. But this is the Vintage DK from Barocco. Acrylic wool, nylon, 52, 40, and 8. I really like this stuff. I really like the vintage. I don't know what it is about it, but I do like it a lot. I don't know if this color has a name. I'm sure it does online, but it is colored 2192. Descriptive, right? But I think that would be a cool pair of mitts too. And I would think I would have enough, because there's 290 yards in here for maybe like a hat and some little fingerless gloves, because he wants some gloves that just essentially you've got wrist, palm, and tiny little fingers. Tiny little fingers. We'll see how that goes. And then I picked up this as well, which the minute you see it, you're probably gonna go, oh my god. Makes me so happy. So that light is not good. Doesn't help that I have like yellow light coming in from like the light. And it's a super overcast day. Yeah, it's not coming out as well as I was hoping it would, but that's okay. That's not bad, I guess. It's not quite as like intense. But this is Archangel from Malabrigo in the Rios base. It's gonna readjust these. So yeah, Malabrigo, Rios, Archangel, and there is 210 yards in 100 grams. I love this color. I love it. I'm thinking maybe some gloves for Mom. I don't really know, but it'll be something. Possibly knit up relatively quickly, but I love it. I got it. It was there in the store. The only Archangel I've ever seen in person has been on Rasta, which I have used. So I really like the color and watching it knit up, so I grabbed it. Yep, that's what happened. I also got some yarn in the mail, because I'm a bad girl and ordered stuff. But that's okay, right? The first yarn mail I got was some Sucra miniatures, because there's a lot of people out there now offering discount codes, so I took advantage of one. The only thing I'm a little upset is that I did like the upgrade for like what I thought would have been separate stitch markers. They're not, FYI. So my progress keepers are now stitch markers, which is fine. I can use like a little thing, you know what I'm talking about, right? Can use like a bulb thing and make it into a progress keeper. Should be fine. So I got the chocolate chip cookie. I got the they're not little, but the rings are kind of little. I got the confetti cake slice, because how could you not? Confetti cake is my favorite. It is. And that doesn't want to really focus at all. There, oh, there. Does not look good. I would eat it, but it'd probably taste disgusting. And then I got a donut. A s'mores donut. Fantastic. I'm excited to use them. I haven't used them yet. Partially because they're stitch markers because I made a mistake. That's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So those are in this little box. That was the first thing that came. Other stuff. So, I have fallen in love with, are you ready? Stranded Dye Works. I have fallen utterly in love with Amy's stuff. She sent me a lovely little note. This makes her little like ink splashes, dye splashes on her cards and stuff make me happy. So the first one I got, just take them out of the bag and put them here. Are you ready? So the first one I got is the feathered colorway. Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, it smells like happy in here. The litter box is right below me. Below you on the table. Under the table, but you're on the table. Oh, look at that. Yep, I did it. I did. So this is her feathered colorway. I love the bright spot lashes. So I got it on her Paradise Face, which is her merino superwash. Can't speak today. Her superwash merino, cashmere, and nylon base. And there is 437 yards in here, and I cannot wait to put it into something because it is absolutely fantastic. And it's MCN because why not treat yourself? The next one I got, because I'm leaning forward, just focus it in. La 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 la. Yeah, I did. I ordered a sock blank. So this is her Plateau sock blank, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend, and this is in her flamingo colorway. Flamingo legs. Flamingo legs. I love it. I will take it out very carefully. I believe, yeah, single knit sock blanket. Oh, look at this, you guys. All of this. It goes on forever. I can't wait to see what that section looks like knit up. Oh my god. It's great. I haven't investigated. Oh, this must be the end. That's the end. I will leave that alone. So yeah, this is a sock blank. It's a dyed sock blank. Hers are very saturated on the inside as well. That's the inside. That's the front side. So it's gonna be a pretty good, strong colored pair of socks, I think. I love this colorway. I think she knit up a pair of socks out of a hank that was dyed in the colorway, and I fell in love. And I was like, you know what? I think a sock blank would just be, look at this. Ugh, fantastic. So I'm so excited. It just makes me so happy because I've not done the whole sock blank thing yet. So I'm really excited to do it at some point in time. I also ordered another one because why not? So this is the other one I got, which is her Globetrotter colorway. I was gonna say Globe. Oh, I love it. Not really my typical go-to colors, which is kind of what I tried to keep in mind. I wanted to go a little bit outside. I could have easily ordered her grays because her grays are beautiful, but I've recently uploaded or loaded up on some grays, so I'm good in that department. But this is her Globetrotter colorway. It's similar to Feathered in a sense that it's like blues and greens, but look at that. That section there is just great. And it does. It reminds me of the earth. I would love to know how she gets that just so intensely on there. Like, that is so neat. So neat to me. And, okay, if you get some of her sock blinks, she rolls them up. Now watch me. Nope, I lied. Sorry. But they're lovely. And this one, again, I will show you the back side. So this is all the back side, and that looks just as saturated as the front side. So again, another great pair of socks will come out of this. I am thinking that this might be my, I don't know if I want to do a New Year's cast on with this, kind of like joy to the world. I don't know, something like that. Maybe my Christmas Eve cast on, because it's like, oh, you know, I don't know, but I want to cast it on soon. Could be like a babushka. Oh, that looks great. It actually looks not bad. And it's really soft. I'm really excited to see what this 75-25 blend knits up like, but it's so exciting. I think I had some other stuff come in the mail, but you know what? It's already in my big bucket. I'll show it to you some other time, which is fine. I do want to knit a Christmas pair of socks. The Wool Gathering Collective podcast, who is hosted now by Meredith, is doing a Christmas sock cal that starts on December 1st. So I do want to take part in that. I just need to decide on my yarn. Because I have a few Christmas skeins, but all of my Christmas skeins aren't red, green, blatant in your face. I do have the gingerbread colorway from Gingerbread House from Jinx Yarns. So that could be very easily cast on if I want to do self-striping. Another self-striping one I have, I think all my Christmas yarns are self-striping that are from Indie Dyers. I have gingerbread from the Cozy Knitter, so that's another possibility. And that one is my only one that's like in your face Christmas, which I'm kind of digging this year. I think I want a little bit more of a, hey yo, these are my Christmas socks. And those ones are on a sparkle base as well. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm obviously going to work on my timber cardigan, if I could speak, because it's been such a great knit already. I have a button that I'm going to put on that guy too. I just don't know where it is right this moment. It's probably in the living room. But on the front collar, I think on the right side, kind of where the collar meets the body, if that makes sense. So the collar is all twisted garter, like, sorry, twisted rib, and then it goes into stockinette. So kind of right where it meets at the front of the chest, I think I'm going to put this little moose head button, because it'll just be the forest's roar. I was gonna say like the cat's meow, but I wanted to be cheeky and do something forestry. The lumberjacks party. The lumberjack's axe. Oh, that's kind of funny. The lumberjack axe. Yeah, so that's that. I'm super excited to get that sweater done too, which I don't think it'll take me nearly as long as this one did. I have plans also on doing the piece along cowl. I think a bunch of ladies from the knit group that I go to regularly are doing that one. Just gonna pull it up here. I believe it's the piece along. Piece along, piece cowl. Something like that. Piece project cowl, sorry. So that is a pattern from Christina Campbell, who is the Healthy Knitter. She has a blog, thehealthyknitter.com, and she is hosting this cowl from December 12th to December 21st. So it runs for 21 days because she wants to bring peace into the world for 21 days all together as a big group. I believe there is also not a movement with this one, but she wants to also offer a peace along day at the end on December 21st where everybody's knitting on the same project all over the world. She has got so far 10,000 people participating, which is kind of exciting. So that starts pretty soon. I think I'll be using my Brooklyn tweed loft for that, which I don't know where I put it, but it's in the blanket for a colorway. It's the light purple, but not the light purple. That one. And it's a cowl of some sort, so nice and cozy around my neck. That's coming up pretty soon. So I've been watching some new podcasts. There is 3 that I'm going to name. I'm not going to talk too much about them other than I think they're amazing, they're great, and I'm late to the party on a few of them. So the first one is the Tea and Possibilities podcast. It is amazing. The host is amazing. I can't remember her name right now, but she's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. How often can you say the same word in a sentence? Too many. The other one I started catching up with, is how I'm going to put it, is the Brownberry Chronicles. I've been tuning in for a while, but then I kind of forgot to. Sorry, Mars. Mars is fantastic. She is the fact checker extraordinaire during VKNs. She is a lovely human being who I've had the pleasure of meeting virtually. I was gonna say blah, blah, blah. But virtually through some VKNs, and I believe on some Periscopes as well a while back. So that's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I also have been watching the Knitting Type. I think I've watched them all now, so that's great. I'm finally caught up with all of Sarah's. There's so many of them out there, and I love it. I love it. I don't watch all of them because some of them aren't my thing, but the ones I do watch, I actually actively, look forward to watching them again. So if this is your first time here and you're not digging it, I get it. I totally get it. Go find one that gives you that, what is she gonna have next time? Or what are they gonna have next time? Because that's exactly what I do. I go, oh my god, I can't wait to see that again. But if this is your first time coming by and watching the show, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you got something from it. Yeah, I hope so. I want to thank everybody who's been here before and has come back again, because it's so much fun to have you guys to kind of catch up with and update on what's happening in my yarny adventures. I hope to see you again sooner than last time. We'll see. I didn't think I'd be able to record today because last night we had this huge windstorm come in, but it's actually toning down now, which is fantastic. The winds were insane. That if they continued that way into now, which is, it's like 2:30 already. Holy crap. But this morning they were still really, really windy and blustery, and it wouldn't have been good. I don't think you would have been able to hear much, and the lighting would have been that much crappier too. So thank you, Mother Nature, for calming your freaking pants down for a little bit, holding off on some rain for a few more hours. Yeah, I really appreciate anybody who comes by and watches and comments and just does anything at all ever. So thank you. I can be found on Instagram as E_Garnier. I can be found on Ravelry as eGarnier, all as one word. There is a group for the podcast where I also link the video, so you can watch it directly there in the thread, make comments, chatter, whatever you want. Plus show notes are there in the group threads. And that is just the My Two Tips podcast group over on Ravelry. Those are the main ones. I'm on Twitter. I am on Periscope, which I guess is technically through Twitter. So that's both at E_Garnier, I believe. I believe that's right. I don't sign into things a lot. I usually just leave them signed in. But yes, those are the places where you can find me. So I hope you guys have a very lovely time. Until next time, I hope you stay warm and dry and cozy and enjoy whatever it is you happen to be doing.